well, if we have to have the public meeting anyway, we can tack a town meeting onto it, and there's no harm done there. And I would urge you all to support this ordinance tonight. You know, we have an interesting town. The framers in New England thought long and hard of how to do this, and I'm very proud of the town meeting. You know, we can't have a true democracy. We can't have the entire population of the town of Easton come out and vote. So what they did was they made the legislative body the town meeting, and we can come to the town meeting, and if it's serious enough, we can move to adjourn to a machine vote, which we do, for example, with the budget every year. In framing the government that way, the old New Englanders were really very wise. They placed the money in the Board of Finance, so it can be spent without a legislative approval. They gave the executive power to the Board of Selectmen, and I think they probably do their best. But I think in the end, we are a democracy. We should listen to the people. We should be able to vote on this. It should go to a town meeting. Please support the motion. I know many of you have been called out and asked to oppose it, but I ask you to think about what we're asking for now, and it's democracy. Please support it. Thank you.
I'm going to speak to this ordinance.
Please identify yourself.
What?
Please identify yourself.
June Logie, 140 Rockhouse Road.
Thank you.
The ordinance doesn't deal, we have 6 properties or 6 leases at the moment. This ordinance, proposed ordinance, does not deal with having a town meeting for them. It doesn't include existing leases that we already have. We have 2 or 3 properties that we could lease out or sell. So it's not like we're going to have a town meeting every other week. We have a handful of issues before us, which are big ones. And if we have to have a hearing on these, we don't have hearings to lease out our baseball fields. So we wouldn't have to have a town meeting to lease out our baseball fields. That's a misconception. 10,000 and under has nothing to do with leasing the baseball fields. It has nothing to do with leasing out small things. This has to do with our land and leasing our land to Sacred Heart or selling it off to Sacred Heart. These are big issues that change Easton forever, for now and in the future. So we need to think about this vote, not for just today, but what people can do for the future. And so, here's an example. If the population at Helen Keller goes down and everybody goes to Staples, that leaves Helen Keller open to lease out, sell out, do whatever. And that should be a decision that's held by this governing body, the town meeting, not by 3 selectmen. So I want you to think about it. It doesn't change the existing leases we already have. It's 10,000 and under, so it doesn't affect the baseball fields. It only affects what we have to convene in a hearing. How many hearings have we had? And you can dovetail that by piggybacking the town meeting right afterwards and actually having a vote and a say of what Easton looks like now and for the future. So I am in support of this, and I urge everyone to think long and hard before you vote tonight, because you can have an effect on what Easton looks like now and in the future.
I'm not sure what the rules are in this, but I'm going to ask a question. In deference to what Bob Lessler said earlier, and I agree with him, when you said even 300 people aren't enough to make decisions like this for the town, you know, whether it's you 3 or 300, I think you've made a really good point. And I think in respect to the town, we have a November election coming up, that we might consider putting this to machine vote. And as I said, I don't know what the rules are and how this evolves, at what point in the meeting that is decided, but I would like to put that on the table, and I thank you for raising that point. I think it's a really good point, Bob, and it's something we should be thinking about. So thank you.
Ray Martin, 39 Deerfield Drive. I make a motion to call the question.
A motion's been made to call the question. It was seconded by Mr. Allen. This motion is not debatable. Under Robert's Rules of Order duly revised, it requires a 2/3 majority in order for the question to be called. If the question is called, we then vote on the question. The majority of the ayes pass the ordinance. If we don't have a majority, then it fails.
I'd like to make a motion for paper ballot.
You can make a point of order, but there's
I'm
no
sorry.
provision for the Robert's Rules of Order for a paper ballot. If you disagree with the moderator's call on the vote or any vote, you can call for a division of the room.
I call for a
Moderator,
division.
point of
But
order.
it's too early to do that.
Okay.
Point of order, Mr.
State your point of order.
Robert's rules do provide for a paper ballot. If you take a look, I don't know what the volume is, but it does say that if a majority of the assembly asks for a paper ballot and votes for it, it can be held. So I think you're incorrect. And if you want to persist in your motion, I would ask that we appeal to the floor.
Okay, well, Connecticut General Statute 7-7 provides for a paper ballot or a machine vote. It's well documented in the statute, and that would override Robert's rules. In the case of a paper ballot or machine vote called by the town meeting, then that vote is to take place not less than 7 days from this meeting, no more than 14 days. So it is the opinion of the moderator that I will lean on the general statute, and that should there be a need for a paper ballot, if it's the will of this body to have a paper ballot or machine vote, that it is being done consistent with the statute.
Mr. Chair, I have that.
I may be heard, Mr. Moderator.
I have that.
Robert's Rules of Order, which you said you were proceeding under, provides as follows: voting by ballot. Voting by ballot, slips of paper on which the voter marks his vote is used when the secrecy of the member's vote is desired. Bylaws of the organization may prescribe it, which isn't the case here. But when the ballot consists of simply a small slip of paper on which the intention of the voter is known, and it can be by the majority of the members of the meeting.
Okay, I appreciate your point of order. A motion is made to call the question is seconded, and that is now before, we're just calling the question, we're not talking about it.
Okay,
Go ahead.
it doesn't take, well, may I be heard afterwards then, Mr. Moderator?
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. All in favor of calling the question and voting on the underlying motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, which continue to debate, say nay. Nay. The opinion of the moderator, the ayes have it. We will now proceed to the question, which under Robert's rules normally proceeds on the basis of voice vote. Moderator will make a call, that's his ability, majority rule. As I indicated earlier, someone can
Point of
ask
order.
the division of the room.
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
What's your point?
I would like to move that we have a paper ballot, and I have the state statute with me.
Okay. You can move that we have a paper ballot, that's statute 7-7.
7-7 is what I have with me.
Okay, and that paper ballot calls for a vote to take place not sooner than 7 days. from the
It does
this
not.
meeting.
I will read it to you if you like.
I read it intentionally, and what that last sentence says,
Yeah.
and not to debate this, but what that last sentence says makes reference to a procedure by which, if there is a desire for a paper ballot at a town meeting on an issue, then a petition of 200 people is required to be submitted 24 days.
Point of order.
Or, this point of order, please let me finish. 24 hours before the meeting. That was since amended to reflect the fact that at this very meeting, a motion can be made for that paper ballot, but it still needs to comply with the 7 days, no sooner than 7 days from this point, not later than 14 days.
Mr. Chairman, with due respect, I do respect. This 7.7
We can't hear you.
I'm sorry, 7-7 does refer to the 200 or more persons submitting a petition. But if you go to the last sentence, well, it says nothing about what you said. Here, I will read the last sentence. The vote on any item on the call of a town or other municipal corporation shall be taken by paper ballot if so voted at the meeting, if no petition has been filed under the section with reference to such item. It says nothing about 7 days or anything else. I just read it to you.
Well, thank you for your interpretation.
It's not an interpretation.
Another interpretation is, please, it makes reference to the petition. The petition specifically states that the paper ballot will not be taken at the meeting, but no sooner than 7 days after or 14 days before.
Tom, you're not hearing me. You're not hearing what this says. It says if no petition has been filed. That's the case here. I think you just told me no petition's been filed. Therefore, and they might vote not to have a paper ballot, but they do have the opportunity to vote on it. It's right here. It's in writing. It doesn't say what you're saying.
Thank you.
Make a
I
motion.
don't share.
So I move that I have a paper ballot.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Per 7-7 of state statute.
Okay, thank you. It's not my interpretation.
Tom, it's not.
I'm sorry, Mr. Davidson, you cannot address the body because there's a motion that's been made, it's been seconded, and there was a point of order made with respect to a request for a paper ballot. And so that is the matter before this legislative body.
So the person before me had no right to talk also?
I'm sorry?
The person before me had no right to talk also?
He had the right to bring out a point of order, which he did. And he was
And
able
who
to-
judges that point of order? Just you?
Yes.
Okay, and you can show us right now on any way possibly phone, your way of thinking?
Thank
No,
you.
I just want to know, you're saying you read something,
Thank
East
you.
has the element.
Thank you for your comment. This is not the purpose of this meeting, it's to debate Robert's rules of order. Okay?
You're mentioning Robert Williams.
Okay. I will entertain a motion to recess to a machine vote paper ballot, not less than 7 days or more than 14 days, which is consistent with my understanding of the statute 7.7.
Could you explain that again? Yeah, explain that, explain what you just said.
Okay. Provision in 7.7, similar to what we do when we have a budget vote. It's on the agenda, warned in advance, that the vote on the budget will take place by a machine. And it's more than 7, less than 14 days. We have the provision to do that. If that's responsive to the will of this body, then we can certainly vote on that. Can't object to that.
So it has to be within 7 to 14 days?
Yes.
We did paper ballot for 9/11.
Yes.
Same room, we did paper ballot.
I understand what was done in the past. I'm just explaining to you what my
It's the provision of the
interpretation is
legislature, the
now.
legislative body decides, huh? Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the
We are
Robert's
going to make
Rules of
a
Statutes.
point, we're going to take this to have the legislative body determine this rather than the moderator, overriding the moderator.
Rules are the rules, the interpretation is not.
I just have a question. Like a layperson, townsperson, I just farm. I'm here because my husband got home very late and he needed to take his shoes off, so I was the only person who could get here. And I just have a question. So my husband's asked a number of times why it's up to the 3 people and not to the townspeople, and it seems like that is the whole reason we are here tonight.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. I appreciate your sentiment, but it's inappropriate at this time.
You're
We have a
asking-
motion on the floor, and what we're trying to do is determine to the best of our collective ability how we are going to vote on the motion, how the townspeople assembled here are going to vote on that motion.
Yes, and you're
there are
saying
multiple
we
ways
need
in
to leave it up
which we
to
can
your
do that.
hearing on this side of the room.
Thank you very much.
Correct?
Thank you.
Is that right?
Thank you. I appreciate your sentiment. I appreciate
You
you.
let the moderator, let him do his job.
I'm sorry, but unless it's germane to the call, to the specifically to the call for a paper ballot as it relates to either section 7.7 of the general statutes or Robert's rules,
I think it is.
please proceed.
I just want to just get clear. we're talking Robert rules. The options are a verbal vote, split the room, or a paper ballot between 7 and 14 days from now.
Okay.
Is that what is on the table? That's what I want to make sure.
No, I can do it right now.
Okay. That's what confusion.
Need a paper ballot right now?
Robert's rules calls for the moderator to call for a voice vote.
Okay.
Okay. In the event that assembled body does not agree with the moderator's call, someone can call for a division of the room, in which case either hands are shown, people stand up, the room is divided, and the count takes place. Separate and distinct from that, the Connecticut General Statutes, which supersedes Robert rules, calls for a machine vote on matters not less than 7, more than 14 days after the discussion takes place.
No, sir, I'm not questioning. I just want to make sure.
Okay.
This seems to be, well, it is a very important discussion. I don't think yelling really loud aye or nay is going to get us there. So it's either a vote, move to separate the room, or we're doing a ballot. Either or.
We will proceed with a vote.
I'd like to be heard too much on the vote. I made the motion to do a paper ballot. I would like to override the moderator's decision and put it to a vote to the governing body as to whether we can have a machine, whether we can have a paper ballot. Everyone deserves the right to vote in private. And you are taking away this right by not allowing us to have a paper ballot, and I would like to override the moderator's decision and take it to the governing body's decision.
I am just trying to supply with Robert's rules of orders and Connecticut statute, not to deny people the opportunity to have a paper ballot. That opportunity presents itself consistent with Connecticut Statute 7.7. So I'm going to call the question. All those in favor of the ordinance as proposed, please signify by saying aye.
It's going to be a lawsuit.
All those signify by saying nay.
You can't tell.
You can't tell.
Paper ballot.
This is a classic case of who shouts louder. If I had to hazard an estimate, I would say it was in favor of the nays, but I would certainly entertain a motion. Okay. The motion was made to divide the room. That can be made from the floor. I respect that motion.
Paper ballot. Has to be anonymous.
Require a second or debate. So all those in favor?
I think we should have a vote at the general election for the maximum number of
All those in favor of the motion, please stand. Okay. We have before us. Yeah, okay. Okay, we have before us a proposed ordinance. That ordinance is as it was read in the warning at the beginning of this assembly. It attempted to be amended on 2 different occasions. Both amendments failed. So, as it now stands, the matter before this body is to take action on a proposed ordinance which states the town shall not acquire any real property by sale, lease, or otherwise, nor shall it dispose of any real property owned by the town by sale, lease, or otherwise, without the proper approval of the town meeting, its legislative body, except this ordinance shall not apply to real property with a fair market value of less than $10,000, nor to lease of duration of 1 year or less, or of total lease payments totaling less than $10,000, not to any real property acquired by tax foreclosure. So, if it was a call to divide the room, I think it's going to be most effective since we have people standing.
Mr. Chairman, point of order. You had a prior motion for a paper ballot. Why does divide the room take precedent over that?
Because I did not acknowledge that is
State statute. You don't get to interpret state statute. I've got it
My
right.
interpretation of state statute, which wasn't seconded.
I read it.
That paper ballot would take place not less than 7 days, but
No, it
14
doesn't.
days afterwards. which is
We
what
have an attorney on the Board of Selectmen. It would be nice if we got an opinion on that. We already heard from our prior first selectman who said it's illegal.
Okay, I'm going to go back. If there's a request by this body for a paper ballot, and that paper ballot is more than 7 days from today or less than 14 days, I will entertain that motion if it's seconded. Would someone like to make that motion?
It does not say that.
It does not say that, so that
Just
wasn't the
ask if
motion.
someone would like to make that motion.
No, you're putting words on the motion.
I make the motion not to have it interpreted.
Unfortunately, you're out of order.
No, sir, you're out.
Someone like to make that motion?
There was a motion made to go to machine vote. There was a motion made to go to machine vote on November 6th, when we already are having an election. Why isn't that being entertained?
That can be entertained if someone wants to make the motion.
He made the motion already.
To recess this to a machine vote.
I made
Okay. Someone made that motion?
I did.
I made the motion, machine vote, election day.
Is that motion seconded?
Second.
Okay. We'll try again. All in favor of recessing this meeting and voting on this question, not sooner than 7 days or
No, 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 no. It's on election day.
we don't have a position for that.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
All right, well, send that, please vote. Since it was made and seconded,
No, that wasn't the motion that was made and seconded. That was not the motion made and seconded.
any opposed?
Tom, you can't write motions, you're a moderator.
That wasn't the wording of the motion.
No,
Tom, you can't write the motion.
you can't write the motion.
You modified the
I
motion.
understood someone made the motion.
Hey, someone make a motion.
We had one vote. We had one vote.
No, we did not. Why are you bringing something up that's...
I'm going to move to, the motion's been made to divide the room. So everyone that's in favor of the motion,
We have a right to vote in private.
everyone that's
I
in
was
favor of the
going to
motion.
make a motion, and I did not say about the 7 to 14
Okay,
days.
we've moved on. Anyone?
Be a moderator and a dictator at the same time.
Sorry, but we've already. Sorry to travel over. All those in favor of the motion, please go to the
You can't decide.
Paper ballot.
final room is.
You can't make a motion.
Paper ballot.
Paper ballot now or machine vote on election day. There's your choice.
On the floor.
There's a motion on the floor to go to machine vote on election day.
Read the motion. Read the motion. Go to machine vote on election.
Read the motion. That was the motion. That's your job.
The motion is taken before us. I call for a voice vote.
No. No.
Let's try that again.
No. There's a motion on the floor to go to machine vote on election day.
Seconded.
And seconded.
Entertain that.
You can. You don't have a choice.
Can't entertain it.
You don't have a choice.
Yes, we can have a
No,
vote.
you don't run the moderator. You are the moderator.
You don't moderate. We have to vote on the motion.
Control this meeting.
A question, how does the state statute go above and beyond town meeting? Town meeting is town meeting, so if the public decides that a paper ballot should be provided on November 6th, which we're already coming, then we won't expend any other costs to spend a paper ballot. I think that that's what I am suggesting right now. Thank you.
Why can't we divide it over the whole night?
Well, we can try to find the room.
That's not fair. You have a right
Try
to
in and I can call the vote. All in favor?
No one made a motion to divide the room. Motion. We motioned.
All those signify by saying aye and raise your hand.
We made a motion. We have to call the vote on the motion.
You have to call the vote on the motion before you, which is...
All those opposed to the motion?
What motion?
No.
All right, let's, we need to examine here's the motion that is before this assembly. Take action on a proposed ordinance submitted by petition as follows. The town shall not acquire any real property by sale, lease, or otherwise, nor shall dispose of any real property owned by the town by sale, lease, or otherwise, without the proper approval of the town meeting, its legislative body, except this ordinance shall not apply to real property with a fair market value of less than $10,000, nor to lease of duration of 1 year or less, or total lease payments totaling less than $10,000, or to any real property acquired by tax foreclosure. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye. All those opposed signify by saying nay.
That's not the motion.
Paper ballot.
Another lawsuit.
Mr. Chairman.
A motion was made to divide the room.
No, the motion was, that was not the motion. We didn't vote on the other motion. Motion to make the machine vote.
We're going to recess 5 minutes.
Recess for 5 minutes. I need to stand up.
divided to tally the votes.
Everyone has the right to vote in private.
I know that.
Go to machine vote.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion are going to go on this side of the room. If you're opposed to the motion, you go on this side of the room. If you don't want to vote, then you can abstain and remain in your seat.